What's up, dudes and dudes to the internet? My name's Seth, and today we're going to be going through the Trove tutorial section that is going to be added in the November 14th Trove Adventure update. Now, for players that have already gone through the tutorial, don't fret, because you're going to be able to type /tutorial in order to warp yourselves to the tutorial. You can do this on the live server right now as well, so that you could just end up going into the tutorial, but why would you want to do it? Now, unfortunately, I do want to say right out of the gate that while this tutorial was actually being designed sometime around last year, I actually did have videos already talking about it and everything like that. Now it seems like they're kind of trying to sneak it into this update out of nowhere, and while it's kind of cool, I'm very disappointed to say that it still seems to be extremely buggy. So hopefully these bugs have been ironed out by the time it comes to the live server. But Trovian, the shadows are consuming this world. We can help you escape, but we are under attack. Defeat the shadows and follow Cubesley's instructions. So at least the tutorial is kind of introducing a little bit of Trove lore, and for the most part, the cool part about it is the fact that it introduces the different characters. Now, we'll see what ends up happening, because honestly speaking, I do not think that this tutorial is going to teach you much outside of the very basic controls. It still doesn't really teach you anything about like all the new systems that are going to be added, or not new systems, but just the normal systems and mechanics that are in the game, which of course I've got plenty of tutorials on anyway, so you can check those out. But we've got little squirrel creatures around here, and you can kill them. I want those in club worlds and just randomly generated in the world. Peaceful mobs, devs. Give them to me outside of this beautiful tutorial area, which is fairly neat. Like, I really do like it. Okay, so let's destroy these stupid shadow enemies, which for some reason take 5 million years to die. Oh, it's safe, thank you. That quick rescue. Thanks for that quick rescue, Trovian. Haha, and he teleports away. Then you pick up the items off of the ground, and then it tells you to go into your inventory and right-click one of the items to throw them onto your character, which back in the day when they ended up actually doing that, it locked out your controls, and it would always point to this slot right here. So now it's nice that it just points to random gear in your inventory. So if we come over here, locate the bridge. Oh no, random shadow creatures. Let's just kill them in 2 seconds. Jump to, like, it's teaching you all the basic controls, which is pretty neat. It's also having all of the different like text and stuff that all these characters are saying is appearing in the chat, which of course I'm censoring out just in case people swear and stuff like that. Now, just to point out, we actually have all of our controls, our movement controls, that is locked out, except for the dodging. So on PC, of course, it's going to end up being shift, but let's get rid of these idiots. Travel on over here, and then here is going to be confront the threat at the end. Me take your soul to mistress. You two grab this one. Okay, and then he just runs away for no reason. That's Todstram, a character that the devs love and nobody else really cares about. So then it's going to teach us about transit portals, which is very nice, because these end up showing up in the club worlds way later if you end up getting the maxed out rune crafting. So if we warp on over here, summon a cornerstone, find an empty cornerstone. You met Todstram? That's one of the baddest shadows around. Okay, Cubesley, die, you weird little freak. Is he gonna warp away? No, for some reason he's just standing here, and then there's just another one over here. Another one. I don't really understand why. Claim the cornerstone. Bum. And then it's going to tell you to delete a bunch of the blocks in your inventory by going into your build mode. However, I just want to point out to everybody that's doing this that it takes a little bit of a cooldown for your cornerstone to open up so that you can end up actually breaking it, because they didn't, you know, that's a good thing because of the fact that when you're adventuring, you could accidentally end up bombing it. So you got to remove 3 bricks, and then you gotta place 3 bricks right back down. Of course, your cornerstone is going to end up being the default one, rather than mine from like a million years ago, right? So while we're still in the build inventory, you can see that they're trying to teach us about mining and shapestone and stuff like that, which is very cool. We've also got bats here as passive mobs in caves, and I wish that caves like this would actually generate out in the normal world, while also wishing that there would just be bats out in the normal world. I really want to see all of these passive mobs generating. Like, seriously, it would just be so cool. Now, I don't necessarily want the mines to end up generating like this, because it's quite disgusting, dude. It really is. So then anyways, as we end up going up to this guy and defeating him, he's automatically gonna give you a couple bombs, because blammo, they wanted to show you how to actually do that. And then we've got some nice little wind particle effects, and for some reason a bunch of invisible blocks, which I don't really understand why those are there. Whatever. But they're teaching us that we move our cornerstone, and here's where things already get a little bit broken. As you can kind of see right here, I've got these bad boys down on the ground, which let me see if I can end up removing them in 2 seconds here, because I've already placed down 2 of these because I've gone through the tutorial a couple times just to see, wow, is this really this buggy? And yes, it most definitely is. So you gotta use the novice crafting table right here. And then it tells you to end up crafting the loot collector. So you craft one of these bad boys, then you go to your build inventory, you plop it down, and then you press E, and it's trying to tell you to left click an item to lock it so that you can't actually loot collect it. This is wherein lies the problem, because now we actually can't do anything. We can't mouse scroll down, we can't click and drag this down, we can't click on anything to save our lives. We can't even like barely close the menu with the mouse because they're just trying to tell us a specific item to lock out. Now, I've come in here with only like 1 item in my inventory and it still doesn't end up working. So all you're gonna do is just ignore that. Hopefully it ends up getting ironed out before it comes to the live server. I don't even know why the devs didn't test this out, like seriously. Also, one thing that I find very, very strange is that going to the hub is not actually locked out in your controls. You could leave at any time. Now I'm wondering, does that mean that a new account could end up coming into here and just teleporting straight to the hub and skipping all of this? Because that would be a little bit broken, wouldn't it? So as we come out here, there's going to be this other idiot who's saying go back to build mode or come out of build mode by pressing tab, blah, blah, blah. But there's a little goat. Look at him, he's a little adorable. He doesn't really die because he doesn't really belong in the desert themed biome. But again, it's a nice little fact that they're kind of showing us like all the different biome generation and everything like that kind of all in one specific zone, which of course it's a lot more refined because this place has been built custom. Like you're not gonna find transit portals out in the world. You're gonna find dungeon portals for sure. But why aren't there little iguanas and lizards wandering around? So anyways, while it's still trying us to do the loot collector thing, you're just gonna end up going over and climbing up this Radiant Tower. Then there's a nice little Cubesley dude who's right here. You're doing a great job, Trovian. Todstram is not too far away. Brr, 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 whatever. He disappears. We end up getting some stuff, and then boom, we can end up going through this portal and just skipping right on over the last thingamabob, whatever that was, right? So find Cubesley near the Mag Rider rails at the entrance to the abandoned Moon Temple. Ooh, very mysterious and cool, isn't it? Like seriously, I think that this is still very, very awesome despite the fact that it's really, really buggy and clunky, you know? So anyways, you come over here and then he's gonna tell us, isn't it fun using a mount to get around? You're going to love what's next. He didn't tell us how to use a mount, did he? Maybe he did, and I didn't really pay attention. So we pull out our mag rail, and then there's going to be a bunch of music playing on down underneath us, which is probably going to end up being too quiet because I have my sound effects really, really low, so don't worry about it. Now, while we end up getting all the way over here, he's going to tell you to get off your mag rail. So if you end up getting off your mag rider at any point while you're actually on the pathway, all of your controls are going to end up being locked out and you're not going to be able to do anything. So I don't really know what happens if you happen to be able to go backwards with the mag rail. I don't know. But in any case, he's telling us to go and double jump onto the draft blocks and then you come on over here, come all the way around, and then, uh-oh, we've got turrets shooting at us. Use a potion. Otherwise, you can't actually do anything. And my little minion ally is going to destroy those turrets. But spy on Todstram and his master, Daughter of the Moon. So now we got a little bit of Trove Lore actually implying that she's the last boss. Report, Todstram, have you found her? Yes, we caught her. Toady also finds new, Toady? Why do they call Todstram Toady? Like really? Also find a soul to collect. You want? Excellent work. I must return to the Shadow Tower to proceed with our preparations of doing absolutely nothing. Oh no, defeat Todstram. He's gonna be so difficult to fight. Dude, this character's really, really strange. Die in one shot. This not unfinished, Trovian. And then this guy shows up. Trovian, Todstram's too powerful for you, even though you one-shot him. Allow my assistance. Ha-ha! He disappeared for no reason. Well done. I'm sure you'll be seeing him again. For now, I must go. You don't really see him anywhere else as of right now anyways. I mean, you can in the Halloween event that's going on, but I don't really know what's going to happen after this update ends up hitting. So then that's already going to be it. And then I don't know why there's like random floating enemy blocks up there that we shadow marked. That's probably actually tied to those NPCs that just ended up disappearing. But we end up going to the hub. And it's really interesting what they end up actually giving you out of going through the tutorial now, because they've actually removed a couple items from your mastery tab. And now they've actually thrown them... What the... Why did it do that? Okay, now they've actually thrown them right here. So there's gonna be the Neophyte's Wings. You completed an objective and earned this reward. That's actually going to be an item you're gonna get out of the like completing the tutorial now, so that's pretty cool. And then a jumping jadefish for no reason, and a cornerstone foundation. I don't really know why they give you a jumping jadefish. It's not like they taught us fishing in any way, shape, or form. And then of course, once you end up getting to this part of the game, there's going to be a couple new sections, you know, a couple screens that are going to instruct new players as to different gameplay mechanics, you know, just the normal tutorial where it tells you to go into the portals and stuff like that. I'm assuming it's going to all be updated to include like the world spring here, the Trovian Atlas, but we'll see what happens, dudes and dudettes, because honestly, I don't really know. Like, the tutorial in this game always has been very, very bad and lackluster, so time will end up telling whether or not this is going to be something that's going to become a full-on thing, and if the game's ever going to have a tutorial that's going to explain all of the game mechanics rather than only a select few. But still, it's very cool. I approve of it. It's awesome. I think, honestly speaking, the story is very, very cringe, which is very appropriate because it's got to be either cringe or funny. And there's nothing in Trove that's funny, so of course it would have to be cringe. In any case, I thought it was still very cool use of new types of mechanics and blocks and stuff like that. I do still really, really hope that they end up throwing those squirrel characters and stuff, not only just in normal generation, but I would love to see them in club worlds, right? Like, that would just be so cool if we could plant them down, or if they would be passive mobs that would just normally spawn in each of the biomes. I think it would make clubs feel a lot more lively, especially now that we're going to have the NPC quests and stuff, quest characters and stuff like that. In any case, thank you so much for watching. Again, this is going to come out November 14th, so hopefully these bugs are going to end up being ironed out by the time it ends up going live. But I would personally appreciate if you would like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. It's also going to build up loyalty points in my merch store. Links are in the description for that, where you can buy this shirt and a whole bunch of others. Sayonara and stay epic, everybody.